Yes, I'm recording this audio during a rainstorm, so we're going to consider this some extra ambiance. Anyway, I need to be very honest about Temperance. Most of the time, I forget that it exists. Both the card and the virtue. Or I confuse it with the star because it is visually similar. And at the start of this week of temperance meditation, the only inspiration I had was an image, but I honestly did not know what it means. Or, as I used to say to my mommy, but what else is about it? The key really came for me while I was working on the audiobook of Waite's Pictorial Key. About temperance, Waite says, "It is called temperance fantastically because when the rule of it obtains in our consciousness, it tempers, combines, and harmonizes the psychic and material natures. Under that rule, we know, in our rational part, something of whence we came and whither we are going." Having read that, I realized that what I had thought, for some reason, was a mountain stream was actually a path leading to a brilliant light. Speaking of brilliant light, let's see what glowed within Temperance for our loving companion, Mary.
Life is tugging you along at full speed. There's growth, change, everything right in front of you. So it's important to pause and find your footing every once in a while. Because really, what's the use of a life lesson if you don't pause to absorb it? At our tarot journey, we just went through the transformation of death, and now we're embarking into new territory. Temperance invites us to find our alignment, to give patience to ourselves as we find our balance. When you emerge from the bog and you're no longer a tadpole, you're a fully fledged frog. What do you do next? The transformation period was weird. Everything is slippery. Did you really grasp what just happened? Did you let it fully shape you? Give yourself space to breathe. Take a moment to mull over what you've learned before jumping over to the next path. Enjoy your new perspective. Take it all in. Bask on that lily pad. Welcome this new sense of harmony as Temperance guides you forward.
Tadpole to wise, new, fully formed frog, Mary. The imagery you captured truly lit up Temperance for me. Yes, the transformation truly was weird. Also, the vibrant life joy of the kiddos and your vibrant life joy absolutely sparkled with the deeper meaning of the archetype. Bask on that lily pad. Yes. Thank you. Let us now sink into our wondrous Marion Marou's encounter with Temperance. Before viewing Marion's lovely image, I first listened to Leah's tender reading of Marou's poem. And, as always, it was exactly what my heart needed in that moment. Marou's Temperance embraces. It holds you.
Be calm, my dear. You do not have to go alone. You've gone this far, but still a way lays just before you. These are the signs enlightening my being. On my breast, the 7 glowing, your spiritual growth, its promise. Above it shines the seal of the highest deity, the source of perfect inner balance, and on my forehead radiates the fire of the sun. Thus I am promise, path, and goal. I want to show you how to spread your wings and fly. Be calm, my dear. Things will evolve and lead you to the clarity, a radiating clarity you never ever saw before. Put one foot into the sacred well, then one foot on the ancient earth, and listen. Feel your emotions and hold on before you undertake next steps. Mix all conflicting feelings and emotions and pour them into one. Reflect that, what it is you want to bring into the world, and then go further till you fly. I will be with you. I am your Temperance.
Oh, Marou and Leah, this is so warm, so strong. I know I will return to this image, these words, many times, because it is this that my soul craves most. Thank you. Now, while Ursula is decomposing into the earth, I thought that it would be a great time to see what our little Kufel has been up to. It had been so very long since Ursula had been taken up into the great wheel of the stars. Kufel often wondered what had become of his dear companion, Ursula. Gwendieth still kept Ursula's satchel safe up at her brother's observatory. It had just been such a long time. Kufel had studied alchemy, sacred geometry, astrology, and spellcraft with both Gwendieth and her twin brother Merlin over the past several years. Even now he stood deep in trance, pouring the waters of the essence of life betwixt two chalices. Kufel was so deep within his working that he did not notice that the springtide had finally awoken the Bear Empress, and she and her winter cubs were exiting their den. Nor did Kufel notice that one of the cubs was approaching him curiously. "What are you?" the cub asked from the other side of the water. Kufel jolted back into the mundane world with deep irritation and had to set the chalices carefully down upon the grass, lest he spill the essence from distraction. "You should go back to your mother and not speak to creatures strange to you," Kufel chided. The cub awkwardly shuffled their paws and stared at him with their bright jet eyes. "But everything is strange to me. This is my first time outside our den. It is so bright. There is so much, so much." The cub nearly toppled over, trying to gesture the muchness with their front paws. Kufel had a warm, gentle heart, truly, and so he could not stay angry with this child for long. And as long as the Bear Empress did not choose to make him into supper, he was happy to oblige this little one a while. "I am a fox. I am an alchemist, astrologer, and a magus." The little one did not understand this, but still seemed pleased nonetheless. "What is name?" "My name is Kufel. And what does your mother call you?" The cub nodded. "Kufel. I am Root." Kufel then wondered if the Empress always named her children after things within their den. "Very nice, Root. Now run along back to your mother and siblings." "But what are you making?" Root asked, circling the water unbidden and approaching Kufel. Kufel knew that there was no way to explain this to the cub, but honestly, their adorable, squinchy little nose was too hard to say no to. I am thinking about where I have been, so that I may divine where I am going. I have lost someone dear to me, and I wish to find them. So I stand, with one foot in the water, one on the earth, and I balance the essence of life betwixt the chalices. And if I can balance perfectly, if I can focus myself, I can open a portal, and perhaps there I shall discover who I am trying to find. Kufel hadn't fully spoken his intentions aloud, and as he did, his broken heart swelled, and he felt the cub's warm fur against his side. Kuf, I will help you find her. Do it now, and I will be so quiet. Kufel's first reaction was to flatly refuse, but there was something in the way this root said, her, and also a very intense magic radiating from the cub. And so despite his best judgment, Kufel positioned himself to enact the ritual once again, carefully balancing himself as Root sat silently, radiating magic so strong that it made Kufel feel weightless. And he journeyed deep into his trance with a speed he had never experienced. The rainbow light of the essences were so bright within his mind, and it felt as if the road that led up the mountain to the crystal light twined itself around him and Root, and then Kufel panicked, because he had not meant to take the cub into the portal too, but it was too late. He and the Empress's child were somewhere else, entirely, somewhere dark, lit with many flaming torches. Well, I'm not so sure that the Empress will be too happy with Kufel for accidentally cubnapping her child, but we'll have to wait until next Sunday to see what happens. Of course, we know that the next card is the Devil, so it is bound to be intense. But at least we had this little rest with Temperance. And in fact, I think we should strive to keep Temperance active within us. I've also come up with a bit of a theory that perhaps if we sink deeply into the lessons of Temperance after our death and rebirth, we perhaps don't have to have the Devil in the tower each time we journey through the archetypes, alchemizing our soul. I mean, of course, obviously, in our project here, we will have the Devil and the Tower, because they are, like, two of the coolest cards, and so important. But I'm not sure. I suppose that on this journey, I will discover the answer to the squandary for myself, because that is what we each must do. If you would like to join us next week on this wild, crazy, awesome Major Arcana journey for the Devil, details will be in the description box below. And as always, I wish to thank our glorious companions, Marion Marou, Leah, Bernd, Joanna, Natura of the Mists, and my beloved Alex, for being the most magical, dynamic, loving companions ever. And I am wishing each and every one of us a blessed beginning to Sagittarius season. And I hope that that Sagittarius arrow leads you up the path to the crystal light of opportunity. Until next time, we will see y'all later. Bye.